Today, I want to talk about one of the most important traits we can have as investors, and that's our behavior. More specifically, how do we make the best decisions long term, especially during difficult times such as this? Well, obviously, all our decision making starts in our brain. And some decisions are easy, but some can be quite challenging and difficult. And especially when you're going through a crisis as we are with this pandemic, our natural inclination as humans is to fight or flight. Well, we want to make sure that we make the best decisions. So we want to be cognizant of the emotions that we're feeling. And so some of the behaviors that we have are shown here. And in the last video, I covered the first three. And today, I'm going to cover the second three. So when we look at present bias, we define that as we overvalue immediate rewards at the expense of long-term goals. And here's an example of this. Retirement assets for households between the ages of 55 and 64. If we notice the two gray areas, 25% of those households have no retirement savings, and 24% have less than $50,000. And these are the prime savings years for retirement. So think about that. 50% of households have $50,000 or less in retirement savings. Why? Because they've simply not prioritized it and they focus on satisfying their immediate needs. Anchoring is when we often focus too heavily on one piece of information when making decisions. When we ask someone, well, how is your portfolio doing? They're going to compare it to the high watermark, which at this time was probably their statements back in January or February. When in reality, investors should be focusing on where was their portfolios 2 years, 3 years, or 5 years ago, because that really gives us a better idea of how they've done over time. The last one is home country bias. We tend to favor companies and products from our home country or region. And while there's no question that the United States has the biggest economy in the world, that does not mean we have the best returns. If we look over the last 20 years, we can see that the U.S. returns, as far as our market, is right in the middle of the pack of developed countries. Now, what that means is we need to have diversification for most of us. And over time, that is shown to give us the best returns with the least amount of risk. So I hope by making you aware of some of these behavioral issues, it can help you make the best decisions long term for you, your family, and your business. So in the meantime, stay strong. Things are getting better. We're going to get through this together. And if we can be of any help, please give us a call.